carpet or doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks live from Las Vegas. I am so excited about my guest today. She is an amazing entrepreneur, author. She just has so much under her belt, and she's just such a positive light, and I am so excited to have her on. So we have Miss Molly Blakely, we're just going to talk to her about everything. How we actually met was at the Oscars gifting suites, I believe, and you had literally the best booth. Everyone was so excited. It was perfect. We were all eating the cookies. Every single one of them was delicious. My personal favorite was the pina colada. So why don't you just tell people a little bit about yourself? Like I said, you're an amazing entrepreneur. You have a book, and I want to talk about all your business, everything you have going on.
All the things.
And Molly Bees, of course, is one of your biggest. And that's how we met in the first place. But why don't you introduce people and tell a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, so my name is Molly Blakely, and I'm actually from Alaska. I'm in Alaska right now, hence the bear and the fish in the background. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. Actually, my parents moved to Alaska when my dad went bankrupt. And within just 3 or 4 years, they became millionaires. My mom became one of the first woman auctioneers in all of the Northwestern states. And then she bought a restaurant called Sal's Diner, and then they bought a bowling alley, and then they started the radio stations and then the newspapers and everything. And so everything they did, I was a part of. That's so awesome. It was really an amazing experience that I could have had, is going and being a part of everything they did. So by the time I was 18, my resume wasn't believable. I mean, it was ridiculous. The things that I had said that I had accomplished. Right. And I actually won a full ride scholarship to a college, and I didn't do it. I said, I want to be an entrepreneur. So I started my first flower and gift shop when I was just in my young 20s, and I sold it a year and a half later for 10 times the investment. That's awesome. And it just kind of gave me the bug, and I've been doing it ever since. So now I own Molly Bees Cookies. I've written a book about how to be fearless in business. I've started, sold, even failed 14 different businesses. Now I'm on 15, 16, and 17. So
that's amazing. No, I think first of all, being a woman in business is such a cool thing, and you made yourself. I mean, that's a self-made woman. That's really an amazing thing, and you're truly self-made, unlike some other people out there. But you really, I just think all your different avenues you went through are just really incredible, and you're so smart. And this new one with Molly Bees Cookies, I mean, like I said, everyone just loved it. You have tons of followers. People are just raving about it. You got recognition in Forbes and BuzzFeed. I mean, just really some amazing stuff out there. So obviously, like you said, you've been doing this since you were very, very little. You were raised on how to do it. But what made you start Molly Bees? What was the idea behind that?
It was actually a crazy thing. So I had 30 years background in the food and beverage industry. And the last business that I owned that was a brick and mortar was a 200-seat restaurant, bar, and lodge. And I had owned it for 15 years. And I just got to a place in my life that I just didn't want to own a bar anymore. Yeah. It's a real different business. And it takes a real character. And at first it was fun because every day was a party and I was having a fun time. But I was also a mom. So trying to shuffle all that around was tricky, you know? Right. And so I decided to sell it. And when I sold it, the people I sold it to actually fraud me. They did not pay me.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy. There's a big story behind it or whatever, but I found myself down to my last $150. I had gotten recently divorced, so I was a single mom, and I had to feed my son. I still had a mortgage. I had a Mercedes I was driving, like all this stuff. I didn't know what I was going to do. And so I thought, what am I going to do? And I thought, I'm just going to use food because that's what I know, food and beverage. So I started doing these boozy cookies because when you sell a bar in Alaska, you can't bring give the booze to the new owner. You have to actually bring it home with you. And so I had a garage full of booze, and I thought I could have like the best party in the world, or I could do something smart. Right. So I saw a meme that said vanilla extract is made of vodka. And I thought, what? And so I started learning about the different extracts and everything. And I learned how to, in 3 days, make every single booze that I had in my garage into an extract in my Instapot.
Oh my gosh.
I just learned how to do it. I learned the science. I really studied on Google and watched a ton of YouTube and everything and figured it out. It usually takes about 3 months, but in your Instapot, you can make an extract in about 40 minutes. So with that premise, I started this cookie business, and I knew that the more weird the ingredients would be, the more excited people would be. And that's just what happened. And I went from 20 cookies a week or 20 dozen cookies a week to all of a sudden 45 cookies a day or a dozen cookies a day. I'd been featured on BuzzFeed as one of the top 24 boozy things to buy at Christmas. I was number 3. And from there, it just kind of took off. It just went nuts. And now I'm a national brand. I've been on QVC. I've been, Wheel of Fortune's had me on the wheel like 20 times now. It's so much fun. I'm like, how is this my life? And you have to know that this has only happened in 3.5 years. This isn't crazy. Like, I haven't been working on this all my life. Like, this has just been like really incredible. I still just like, when I say it, I feel like I'm lying. Like right now I'm in Martha Stewart magazine under tips and trends. So.
Oh my goodness. Look at you.
It's crazy.
No, but you know, you really deserve it because you're a hard worker, and I think good things come to good people. And like I said, you just, when I met you, you had such a positive light, and you're just always so happy and nice. And I think that just really shows. And I always think good things happen to good people. So I'm so glad for you. And in 3.5 years, I can't even imagine how much it's going to grow because you've already gotten so far. I mean, I just really, the possibilities are endless with this.
There's some big things happening I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but fourth quarter is going to be like life-changing for me. We'll just say that, of 2022.
Good. I'm really, really happy for you. And you're also an author too. And I think what's so cool about your book is actually to help other people start businesses. So why don't you tell people a little bit about your book as well? Sure.
So the funny thing is about that is that like I was special ed. And I don't read books. I would look at pictures in magazines like, 17 magazine or whatever. And sometimes I'd read a little bit about it, but not much, but I'd never read a book. And so I just always say, I don't read them, I write them. So I just thought, there's got to be a way. I've got all this knowledge on how to start businesses, and I was taught how to do it. And people are asking me all the time, like, aren't you scared? They're like, aren't you scared to and I'm like, scared of what? And they're like, well, what if you fail? Then you just start over and do something else. And with that, I thought, I'm going to write a business. I'm going to call it How to Be Fearless in Business in the book. And I'm just going to teach everybody every single thing to do with how to start a business. So at the beginning, it's like, how do you get a business license? What's the difference between an LLC and, S Corp or a C Corp? And how do you brand a business? And how do you get a website? And how do you do Google searches? And, how do you show up on that? And all the things that I didn't know. Excuse me. My goodness.
You're fine.
A lot of people don't know that negotiating rent is a thing.
Yeah.
Man, I've got a tickly throat. So anyway, but so it's a workbook. I wanted it to be very layman's terms, like you and I are talking right now. And so anybody could understand it. And there's like in between every chapter, I put notes so you can write down notes of good ideas you like. And by the end, you should be able to figure out your own business.
I mean, that's really cool. I'm sure it will help a lot of people I'm sure you've probably already helped multiple people start businesses. Was that cool to like get feedback from people from it and like see your hard work and actual people learning from it and stuff?
It totally blesses me. The fact that I'm able, that's the whole reason why I feel like I've been given this platform so I can help other people. I actually mentor 160 people for free.
Oh my goodness.
Just because I love, there's enough room for everyone to win. There's almost 8 billion people in this world. So if someone else is doing a cookie business, I help several other people with cookie businesses because there's enough room for everybody. It's not like if they don't buy my cookies, then they're not going to, buy someone else's or whatever. That's not a thing. Like, just let everybody win. What's for you is for you.
There's more than enough money and everything in the world. So, and then you scratch your back, I scratch, that's just how it works. And, it's all about networking and stuff. And if people know you're a good person, they want to help you and you can help each other and just build and build and build. And I think that's an excellent thing. And that's so cool because that's a lot of work to mentor 150 people. So for you to take time out, and I'm sure I can't even imagine what your schedule is like, but to take time time out and do that. I mean, that's a really amazing thing for you to do.
Well, it's not all at once either. It's like one of them will like send me a text and say, what about this logo? Should I make it red or should I make it purple? Send both to me. I definitely like the purple, whatever,
Yeah.
And so it's not something that I'm like doing constantly, but I'm there for them when they have questions. And sometimes they have like 27 questions in a day and then I don't hear from them for 3 months, so it is what it is.
Well, then you did everything right the first time.
I love
it. And then also, I did see you have a podcast too, where you talk about businesses and everything. So how did you start that? Because that's another cool way to share the word and show people amazing businesses.
Yeah, so I started a podcast just because same sort of reason I did the book, just because I feel like I've got all this business knowledge. I just feel like people should know. And so when someone would come to me with a question, then I would answer it. And then I'd be like, I'm going to make a podcast about that because I feel like people need to know that. And I didn't realize that they didn't know that. So you're kind of convicting me right now. I need to go back on there and do another series. But I was
hard, believe me, I know it's hard.
But I was approached with people with iHeartRadio and they asked me if they could put me on the iHeartRadio for a podcast on there. And I don't even know how many platforms it's on. It's on quite a few. So really, truly. And I've got some amazing people that I've interviewed too. Like Chef Duffy from Spike TV is on there. And it's been awesome. Just awesome stuff.
That's so cool. And I just, like I said, I think just everything you do, and people can tell from this, like it's such a light, and I think that's why you have been so successful in such a short amount of time. And like I said, people want to help people who are nice and who are good, and people, and you've given your time, even though it's not you're dedicated to your whole life, but you're still helping these people, and you are taking time out of your schedule, and then in turn they want to help you, and it's really a good energy flow going, and you can't get much better. And also Forbes, I want to talk about that because that's a huge deal too.
That was crazy.
I'm sure that was completely overwhelming. How did you find out that was happening? And I know you went to a seminar. I mean, how was that whole experience?
So I hadn't even been with Molly B's a year yet when I did the Forbes thing.
Wow.
And when I owned my bar, Ashton Kutcher came in and he was with his crew or whatever, and they ate at my bar, whatever. And so I don't know, how the algorithms are on Instagram and Facebook or whatever, but all of a sudden I see something with Ashton Kutcher on it like a year later, and I'm like, oh, there's Ashton. And normally I would just flip past it, but I thought, what's he saying? And it said, Forbes is doing a startup hub, apply here. I applied for everything under the sun. Can I just tell you, I didn't care. I got so many no's, but I got mighty yeses. And so I was like, I'll just apply. What do I have to lose? I got nothing to lose right now. I'm just a woman making cookies trying to make a living. So I applied for it, and it has all sorts of stuff like your social media, your website, how much you've made this year, what you plan on making the next year. When they ask for a business plan, they're asking you to shoot for the sky. So I'm like, I'll be making billions of dollars. I didn't know, so then I literally forgot about it. I applied for lots of other things. I didn't think about it at all. And randomly, I get a call from the UK. I don't know anybody in the UK. What is this? And it was Forbes, someone from Forbes. And they said, we got your application. We'd like to interview you. We've been to your Instagram. We've been here. And we just have a few more questions. And I'm like, holy crap, how is this even happening to me right now? So I answered all the questions, complete, honesty. And they said, if we accept you, we'll let you know. And within an hour, I got an email saying I had been accepted to the Startup Hub in the Detroit 30 under 30. And I called them immediately. I'm like, at the time I was like 46. I'm like, I am not under 30. And they're like, no, the Startup Hub is different. It's just in the same venue as a 30 under 30. And I said, okay, just want to make sure. So I went to Detroit and I was a part of it. I met amazing influencers. I met some awesome contacts, people that I still speak to today that are just incredible. It was amazing. It was really, really neat. And so now forever on my resume, I can say I was one of the top 150 startups of Forbes in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge deal. And like I said, you've gotten so many recognitions, and your cookies are on QVC. I mean, that's a huge ordeal in itself. I mean, it's just so many crazy things in just 3.5 years. I mean, that is so mind-boggling, but it's amazing, and I'm sure you're still kind of processing everything.
I tell people I feel like I'm making it up when I'm saying all the things that have happened, but I don't know if how you feel about this in any way, but like I love me some Jesus. And ever since I sold my bar and I started going to church, that was a direction that shifted everything for me. And when I gave him the glory, more positive things would happen. And it was hard to avoid. Like, I realized as long as I gave God the glory in everything I did, something huge would happen again. Every time, like clockwork. So I'm like, there's something to this. And so I just kept doing it, and I give him the glory in everything I do now.
Yeah, me too. I give it all to God, and I'm awesome. So blessed with everything. So I know, and that's it's a really good way to look at it and stuff. And I say everything I do is for that. So, and I always have my show and God bless and stuff. So I am too. I'm a big believer in Jesus and everything.
That's awesome.
So
that's very cool.
And so you sell it on all different platforms and stuff. Do you have like I believe you started off as a subscription box, if I'm correct, and so now people can buy individually. So do you still have a subscription box? How does that all work?
So I don't do the subscription box thing anymore. So what happened is I started in Alaska at my house hand mixing, and then I went to a church kitchen, and my son, I made him skip school to help me a couple times. And then from there, we went to a bakery in Anchorage, and then that bakery said, between our stuff and your stuff, we can't keep up with it all, so we're going to have to give it to somebody else. So I hired another bakery, went through 4 bakeries in Alaska, and finally I was like, I'm going to have to find someone in the lower 48 that can do this level. So I found in North Carolina, a co-packer there. They call them co-packers, a cookie factory co-packer. And I just launched nationally in November of 2021. And since then, we've been on Man Crates, QVC, Snack Magic. Oh gosh, there's so many. I'm forgetting so many, but it's just been incredible. We're in all the Great Wolf Lodge resorts. We are going to be in some big box stores that I can't talk about yet. An airline I'm not allowed to speak about quite yet. So some amazing things are happening. So now I have a second co-packer. That's why I was in Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. And they will be doing that. And so the first co-packer could do a maximum of about 20,000 cookies a month. And the new co-packer can do 20,000 cookies a day. And so that's where I've grown to in such a short time.
That's wild. Good. God bless you. That is such an amazing thing. And
it's crazy.
I know you can't talk about everything, but I hope and it sounds like some really, really major things are happening and right around the corner. So that will be so cool. I can't wait to see what it is. It'll be exciting. We had to have you on again. I can't wait to
announce it. I can tell you one thing that is going on. I do own a flower brand called the Alaskan Love Company. I don't know if you knew about that or not.
No, I did not.
So I kept it really quiet for about a year, and I launched it privately, and I just told my food broker. I don't know if you know about food brokers. They're just like insurance agents, but for food. I learned that. Anyway, so I had told them, I've got this, flour mill in Alaska that I'm working with, and it's such pure flour. It actually is just grown from the sun and glacier-fed rivers and volcanic soil. So it's super good for you. Very pure. The opposite of my cookie business. They're like, one's good for you, one's horrible and wonderful at the same time. It's indulgent. And they said, oh, that's awesome. And I said, yeah. So I just told them about it. And 2 weeks later, they said, Walmart's picking up your flour brand. I'm like, what? And so that just happened. And I just got my second order from Walmart Monday. And so the Alaskan Love Company, and you can order that. I don't even think I've turned it on yet. It's the Alaskan with it in lovecompany.com is the website. And that's coming. And then I also am getting ready to launch a clothing line called Cinepuns. And it's really fun. And it's all puns. Like it's like a picture of like a mixer, and it says I'm a whisk taker. Stuff like that.
I'm a big pun girl, so I
love puns.
That's great. And it's always I love just wearing like cute t-shirts, and you can dress up with the blazer and stuff. I mean, so that's a great idea, and it's always fun to have something fun and funky on your shirt. So
and this whole thing is baking, because in 2020 everyone started baking.
That's right.
It's it's just there's boys and men's and girls and women's, and we'll do aprons and towels and oven mitts and t-shirts and sweatshirts. So I've been working on that all week this week, and the stuff is just so dang cute. I can't even tell you how cute it is.
I'm excited. No, it's just I'm sure I can't imagine how busy you must be, but it's all towards good things, and it's all working. So I think that's amazing that you're booked and busy, and you are doing everything, and you're not stopping. You're a force to be reckoned with, and that's a great thing.
That's basically it in a nutshell. Like, get out of my way.
That's right.
But the thing is, and this is what I tell the people that I mentor, I tell them two things. The number one thing is the only limit that we have in ourselves are ourselves.
Yep.
Like, if you want to do a clothing line, just go do a clothing line. There's tons of drop shippers right now. You can go to Place It or all these different places to do your own clothing line, and literally the Redbubble or whatever it's called, you can go and they'll put it on anything, and boom, you have a clothing line. So easy,
That's true.
Then the other thing is that if people don't like your stuff, it's okay, because there's more people, And so I always tell, like, my son or some of the people that I mentor about the peach thing, the thing about peaches. You could be I love this saying, and this helped me so much. You could be the ripest, juiciest, sweetest peach in the world, and there's still going to be people that don't like peaches. Right. So don't take things personal.
That's true.
You can't help it. If they don't like a peach, they don't like a peach. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So just remember those two things. You're your only limit, and not everyone loves peaches. That's what helps me get through.
No, it's very very wise, but yeah, no, that's completely right. And apparently more than enough people love your stuff. So, but yeah, you have a great brain for it, and the clothing line sounds like so much fun, and Walmart with your flower, I mean, that's a huge ordeal, and I can't wait to see what's going on for Molly B's. I mean, it's so much stuff coming your way, and I'm sure you're even working on more that you just can't say yet. But that
is true. I've been helping some brands get on QVC and stuff, which is fun. I love to help other people. Absolutely. And I've been helping people write books too. So. Oh
my goodness, you just do everything.
I just think everyone should win. I know that we had a pandemic, and I know that people are talking about we're about to go through a hard thing or whatever, but not me. Right. No, you can go through it, but I don't accept that in my life. I'm going to keep going forward and doing what I know that is meant for me. That's Very it. True.
No, I love it. And you have so many different websites, social medias, and I want to go through all of it, and we'll also put it up on the screen somewhere up here. But tell me everything. Where can people follow you, buy all your products, everything?
Okay, so it's mollybees.com, MOLLYBZ.com. Okay. And the t-shirts will probably be on there next week, and then all the printable, that line there, the Cinepuns line. And then all of our social media is either Molly BZ or Molly BZ's Cookies. Okay. You can get us on Pinterest. I just started a Twitter. I don't even think I have a follower yet. So
I'll follow you. I'll be your first.
Okay, good. Follow me. And then Instagram and Facebook and that sort of thing. Yeah. Good. LinkedIn. You can LinkedIn me, Molly. I think it's under Molly Blakely Poland, or it might be under Molly Poland. I recently got married, so.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you. Good for you. Good for you. Well, all good things. And it was such an honor having you. I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to see everything you have coming up. And so hopefully when you're in Vegas again, we'd love to have you on in person and just go over everything. So, but thank you so much. And I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Thank you, Corey. It was so much fun.
Thank you.
Have an awesome week, girl.
You too. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please go check her out. Buy these cookies if you were 21 or over. You will not regret it. I promise you. And all her other products, check Walmart soon. I mean, just amazing stuff coming up. So follow her and keep up to date with everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you and God bless.
That's great.